Friday nights in the mountains hit different. Rivalries renew as August heat turns into cold mountain nights. From Mitchell to Murphy, we've got the plays, the players, and the matchups that matter. The battle for the Blue Ridge starts here. This is Mountain Matchups.
Welcome back to the Mountain Matchups podcast. The battle for the Blue Ridge starts here. This is Caleb, joined as always by Corey and Warren. Boys, we needed two more teams to come through last week, and they did it. Brevard and Murphy have advanced to the state title games this week in their divisions, and they joined Robbinsville, who was sitting there waiting on them after their victory last week. So props to them. We're going to dig into what those games mean, but first of all, how are y'all doing?
Doing great. How you doing?
Doing solid. Little tired.
I'm wonderful. Corey's tired because he's been hunting every single weekend for the past, month?
Something like that.
That's what it feels like.
How many deer you killed?
No, just one buck. But I've only been, I ain't counted how many sits I've had this year, but I ain't hunted near as much as I normally have. Shot at a big one on my first hunt of the year. Nicked it with a muzzle loader, lost it, which that sucked. But then the next few days after that, day before my birthday, I went up in there in the second set of the year and killed a buck. So it was actually off to a pretty successful start.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. One's not too bad. That's not too bad. That's about the same amount of games that Inca won this past year. So
relentless. Absolutely relentless. Okay, well, let's talk about some teams that we need to talk about. We'll start with our Game of the Week recap. Starmount versus Murphy. Fellas, that Bulldogs defense did it again. They pitched a shutout. The only points that Starmount was able to score was a safety late in the fourth quarter. And Murphy advances to the 2A state title game 14-2.
Yeah, I got to say, this one was a pretty low-scoring affair. I thought Murphy was going to put up more points than what they did, but, I shouldn't be surprised because give credit to Starmount. We've preached on their defense the last couple of times we've covered them. So, yeah, they tried to do their thing. But, yeah, shout out to Murphy for being able to pull away in this one.
yeah, it rained all night. Murphy is cold, slick, muddy. Both teams basically just look completely awful on the offensive end. Cameron Clem's the only one that really got it going, which it doesn't matter what's going on the field. He's going to do his thing. He had 115 yards on 23 carries with a touchdown. One touchdown was a 20-yarder where he shook off defenders and punched it in. But Murphy's defense, they came to play regardless what the field conditions were. They forced 5 turnovers, never gave up a point, 78 tackles, which is incredible. 13 tackles for loss, 3 interceptions, 2 fumble recoveries. That is if you happen to have Murphy's defense as like high school fantasy football, if that ever existed, you probably won your matchup.
Yeah, and shout out Brody Orton. He led Murphy in tackles with 13, and then 3 different players recorded a pick for Murphy. Yeah, Dalton Farmer, Grayson Hall, Ryan Payne, all getting in on those. In fact, Payne's was the pick at the end that sealed the game. It was cool reading the article with the Citizen Times. Said once he came down with that ball, he started getting a little choked up immediately, just recognizing, he made the play to end it and helped him advance. That's a pretty special moment for the kid, so that's cool for him. And also to mention Dalton Farmer, Farmer, jeez, Dalton Farmer. Let's do that. He had a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. So yeah, great all around defense by Murphy. And I want to say, when I was watching this game, Starmount, and I'm sure the field conditions had to do with this, they just could not handle the ball. Like, they had a bunch of bobbled snaps, some that ended up as turnovers. They had one drive that actually got down near, I think they were at the 1 yard line, and Murphy stuffed them and ended up getting a pick on 4th down. So yeah, just domination by Murphy, regardless of the weather. They handled business to advance.
They literally looked like a deer in headlights, and Murphy was driving the truck. Like, especially on the offensive end. It did not go well for them at all.
Yeah, we mentioned the duo of Best and Billups for Starmount. They couldn't get anything going. So Deuce Best, the quarterback, was 5 of 14 for 64 yards, 3 picks, 12 carries for 72 yards. So we got a little bit going on the ground. But then Billups, 11 carries for 29 yards. That's only a 2.6 average. They only put up 173 yards of offense. So they just couldn't replicate what they did the previous week when they knocked out Mitchell.
Can I add one more thing about this game? On field conditions like this, I think Starmount tried to pass the ball a little bit too much. You saw Deuce Best 5 for 14. He also had 3 interceptions. When the field's like that, it seems like it's going to turn into who's going to run the ball better, rather. I thought they tried to pass the ball a little bit too much, turn the ball over, and that's probably one of the main reasons why they lost the game.
I mean, if you got a quarterback like him, you see he had 12 carries for 72 yards. So, I mean, pretty high average there. And with it raining like it was, I would have, probably kept him on quite a few more QB keepers like you were talking about, Warren. I mean, I'm not really sure why you're trying to pass the ball that much, especially in those conditions.
Yeah, I just thought that was rather interesting watching the game. Not saying he can't pass the ball in those kind of conditions, but he definitely couldn't that night. And yeah, they're out.
They're out, and Murphy advances to the 2A state championship. They will play Tarboro on Saturday, December 13th at 5 p.m. at Lenore Ryan University. And if they can win, it would be their 11th state title in school history. So exciting stuff for Murphy. We'll be rooting you on. The other team, boys, that needed to handle business was Brevard, and they did it. The number 1 seed advances in the West over Maiden, 30-13. Brevard outscored Maiden 23-7 in the second and third quarters, and that was really the key to them pulling away. Warren, talk about what Thompson-Wynn did during that stretch.
Hyphen had another solid night, had 2 touchdowns and a pick. Basically, some kind of Deion Sanders-esque thing going on over there. One of the touchdowns came from a 61-yard strip that he took to the house and was able to give the Blue Devils major momentum and kept Maiden from taking the lead. That 61-yard strip, Maiden was driving, or they're getting ready to drive a little bit, and Thompson just completely stole the momentum, and that was essentially the game right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 4th and 2, and instead of making the routine tackle, Hyphen goes for the strip, and not only does he make the stop on what would have been a first down, I mean, he takes it to the house, and then on top of that, Brevard's defense, they just shut down the run game for Maiden, keeping them under 100 yards on the ground for the night. Braylon Thompson, he had solid contributions with a 122-yard performance on just 16 carries, and he also added 2 touchdowns. But I just really want to highlight Brevard's defense. I mean, they were able to record 5 sacks. That really helped keep Maiden under wraps. And they also finished the game with 64 total team tackles. Probably not their highest, but that was with Macfie and Whitmire leading the way, as they often do. They were in double figures on the night with 16 and 12, respectively. So shout out to Brevard's defense.
Yeah, Corey, and real quick, I want to point out, we mentioned last episode Grant Lawing could run the ball. Possible threat from the quarterback position for Maiden. Well, 9 carries for 31 yards. That's only a 3.4 average. Brevard did a great job slowing him down, and he was actually the one that Thompson-Wynn stripped when they were driving down the field. So great job on him. He got a little bit more through the passing game, 14-21 for 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, that 1 pick. But, yeah, they slowed him down in the rushing game, and then Shannon Wingate, 20 carries for 57 yards. So they only had 88 total yards rushing. Just a great performance in the trenches for Brevard.
One thing I want to talk about real quick is Thompson, 16 carries, Skinner, 6. I think it's going to be very interesting to see if Thompson continues to get pretty well significantly more or amount of carries coming in the state title game coming up. Against an extremely tough Reidsville team.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we got to point out Karter Macfie. He's still doing his thing, 16 tackles, 2 tackles for loss. And then, like Corey mentioned, 5 sacks by 5 different players. You had Simon Robinson, Nyrell Skinner, Jackson Whitmire, Peyton Owen, and Braden Crane all getting in there. So, yeah, that was really the story of the night, was how well the defense played. Brevard was opportunistic when they needed to score, and that let them pull away to win and advance to their first state championship since 1982. And across the field, waiting for them, is the other number 1 seed, Reidsville. That's a tough matchup. But this is who everybody thought was going to be in 4A for the state title anyway, so it came to fruition. Let's see how they settle it on the field. Now it's time for our certified Dogs of the Week.
Yeah, I'm taking my boy Hyphen. He had the 2 touchdowns, one being a 35-yard reception and the other being a big-time 61-yard strip and score. And he also added an interception on the defensive side of the ball that night. So, Hyphen, my friend, as we often tell you, you're a certified dog.
I'm going to take Brody Orton, no relation to the legend killer Randy Orton of Murphy. 13 tackles, including 2 for loss, 2 QB hits, propelling Murphy to the state title game. Brody Orton, you are my certified dog of the week.
And my certified dog, we just talked about him, Karter Macfie from Brevard. He led the Blue Devils with 16 tackles, including 7 solo and 2 tackles for loss, to help the Blue Devils reach their first state title game since 1982. Karter Macfie, you are a certified dog. All right, boys, so we got 3 games. So we're not going to do a game of the week. We're just going to break down, talk about each one of these 3 games, do our picks. I'm really hoping the Mountains bring home 3 state championships. That would be amazing in this new revamped playoff format. But let's see what happens. We're going to start it off with the 4A state championship. It's number 1 seeded Brevard versus number 1 seeded Reidsville. Saturday morning, 11 a.m., bright and early at Lenore Ryan. What's going to happen?
Well, I can tell you what's going to happen. That game starting at 11 a.m. is dumb as hell. You got at least give the fans for Brevard time enough to wake up, get some cold beverages in them, pregame a little bit. I mean, who wants to play football at 11 o'clock in the morning?
Never mind the cold beverages. Let them get some breakfast.
I mean, a cold beverage can be a breakfast as well. Yeah, it can be a liquid breakfast. I'm dead serious.
It's on your menu.
I think an 11 o'clock kickoff time. Are they playing in London? Like what? This is, I think, is atrocious. It's an albatross. Ridiculous. Anyways.
Albatross.
Yeah. Well, that's the albatross. All right. Whatever. I just think the matchup at 11 o'clock is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about it.
I just looked it up. It is an hour, 51 minutes from Brevard to Hickory. So that's a hot drive. But 11 a.m., I mean, that's not that crazy.
They got to be staying overnight, right?
Yeah, I would say they'll stay in a hotel. I would think, especially Coach Coleman. Come on. This dude, he ain't playing no games. He's going to have them locked in.
No. I was just talking about from a fan's perspective. I wasn't.
I got you.
I'm sure the team would be there overnight, I would think. Can't say for sure.
Yeah,
but
you can't get up at 6 o'clock and be leaving school by 7 to get there and get settled in, and there ain't no way.
Well, knowing Coach Coleman, it's got to be a hotel with a gym, right? He's got to get his shrugs in.
Well, let's hope the Blue Devils.
It's meant to be a compliment. Sorry.
Let's hope the Blue Devils can shrug off Reidsville. So Reidsville is a very good team. They're not undefeated like Brevard, though. I should point that out. They've got 2 losses on the year, but they're averaging 42.3 points a game. That's pretty high scoring. Brevard's averaging right around 40 a game. And look, as far as college talent goes, Reidsville's got a few more players. Warren, talk about this big boy going to Oregon.
All right. So he's reigning. He was just, I think, a couple days ago. What was it? A couple days ago, Corey? North Carolina Gatorade Player of the Year. He's the number 1 tight end recruit in the country. Committed to Oregon. Kendra Harrison. And this guy is cut up like coleslaw. He is a massive human being. And as great as he is on the offensive end, which obviously he's the number 1 tight end in the country, recruit anyway. over 1,000 yards. Basically, if he wants the ball, he's going to get the ball. He's also a stud defensively, 78 total tackles, five and a half sacks on the season. That breed of athlete, like Brevard has faced some pretty damn good athletes this season. There's a difference between really good, really, really good, and like elite. And he's one of those elite athletes. And I can't say the word elite enough when it comes to him. I do not think there's anyone on Brevard that can physically match up with him. And I'm pretty sure Reidsville knows that. And they're going to target him very often.
Yeah. So the thing about him, I don't think anybody mentioned this yet. He was actually committed to go to UNC for football and basketball, like to do both, which is, I mean, if that doesn't speak about the kid's talent, then I don't know what does. Very athletic, very big kid. And not only is he big, they've got like 2 or 3 others that are well over 6'2", 6'3". They got a quarterback in Braxton Johnson. They run a little 2 quarterback system, kind of like Brevard like to do with Kessinger and Conley. So Braxton Johnson, he's a pretty effective passer. He's got 1,532 yards on the year, 24 touchdowns. But to complement the Reidsville rushing attack, they got Tyson Broadway. He's the one that shares the quarterback spot as well. They're both more than capable of having really good games, and they can attack you from so many freaking angles, man. Deontay Neal, that's another one. They got some kids.
Yeah, and Deontay Neal, I think he signed to play basketball at UNC Greensboro. I mean, Brevard's got some damn good athletes too, but I mean, number 1 tight end in the country and going to be an Oregon Duck. Playing time as a true freshman.
I will tell you this. I think Coach Coleman's going into this game telling them, and I know year to year is different, but they have a lot of the same kids back at Reidsville that they had last year when they got upset earlier in the playoffs by East Rutherford, who Brevard went on to beat, I think in the 3rd or 4th round, something like that. I believe it was 4th round. But so if I'm Coach Coleman, I mean, going in this game, I'm trying to keep my kids from reading the clippings of, they got a Kendra Harrison, they got Deontay Neal. And I know that his kids and the culture that he's built there, they're not going to back down to anybody. They're not scared of nobody. They're going to go in there ready to play. But they're definitely going to have a solid game as far as from the execution standpoint on both sides of the ball. I mean, offense, they're going to have to control the clock. They're going to have to not turn the ball over. And they're going to have to put points up. I mean, it's just as simple as that.
You know what I do if I'm Coach Coleman? I bust that door down. I'd be like, the hell with those guys. We got Nyrell Skinner. We got Braylon Thompson. We got Thompson-Wynn. Let's match up with these guys and punch them in the face. That is that's what I say. Like, I'm dead serious. Like, I know they have all these accolades. North Carolina Player of the Year, and that's awesome. That is truly awesome. Going to Oregon. But I say, let's punch them in the face and give them what we got. And I really think Brevard can do that.
Yeah. And Deontay Neal, they throw him at quarterback from time to time, too. He actually was their quarterback last year. Now they've got kind of like a 3-headed monster with him, Braxton Johnson, and then Tyson Broadway. So those guys all get in the mix, and it's kind of ironic that they've got 3 different guys that can play quarterback, because Brevard for the longest time was running that 2 quarterback system with Conley and Kessinger. Obviously, like we've talked about, Kessinger's out for the year. That hurts them. I think this is the first game, though, where Brevard's facing a team that truly has the athletes across the board to match up with their guys. You know what I mean? Like, and that's not to take anything away from Pisgah or Franklin, but just across the board, they've got dudes that can get up and down the field with them.
Which also, now that you mentioned that, Caleb, that kind of might give Coach Coleman some whiteboard material as far as everybody's counting them out. They can go in this game, nobody expects them to win. Of all these games they played this year, Citizen Times, us, I mean, everybody behind the beard has preached Brevard. Like, so they had a lot of pressure to win these games. They can go into this one stress-free. Like, hey, of course they want to win, but you lose your state runner-up. You're playing against a really freaking talented football team. Like, I'll just be going to this one to have fun, dude, and see what happens.
I'd watch Coach Karter the night before. That's exactly what I would do.
I'd be watching. I know that they lose. I know they lose in Friday Night Lights, but that's what I'd be watching. I'd be like, I'll be danged if I'm getting stopped on the 1 yard line.
Could watch Rocky 4.
Oh.
I know his best friend dies, but he comes back and he takes care of business. It's a little dramatic, but yeah, I'd be like, hey.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Coleman's going to have any trouble getting the guys amped up. Corey, I think you're right. They are the underdog. Obviously, they don't do like betting lines and all that stuff in high school ball yet. It's probably coming one of these days. But I would say Brevard's definitely the underdog, just compared to the perceived talent that Reidsville has. So, with all that being said, let's pick. Corey, start us off.
Well, Caleb, like you just mentioned, man, Reidsville, they got the talent. But you know what? Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Reidsville, I'm not saying you didn't work hard this year, but the Blue Devils are working harder. I got Brevard by 1, baby.
Reidsville, Corey just said you don't work hard. Well, guess what? I agree with him. Give me Brevard by 2. Give me Brevard by 2.
We're talking about Coach Coleman getting them fired up. Reidsville's coach going to have Corey's headline blown up in the locker room. Mountain Matchup says Reidsville doesn't work hard.
Yeah, but we got Brevard's student section absolutely litty titty.
Oh, man. Look, it's the last game of the year. Am I concerned? Yes. Am I still going to ride with the Mountains? Yes. Give me Brevard by 3. Boys, go get it done. Get your first title. Well, it's the first title appearance since 82. I think they won that one over, who was it, Birdie? West Birdie or something like that. Anyways, go win another title. It's been too long. It's been 43 years. Almost as old as Warren is. Jeez, that's really old.
It is pretty damn old.
All right, next game. It's the 2A state championship. Number 1 seeded Murphy versus number 1 Tarboro. Another championship game where it's coming down to the 2 number 1 seeds in each region. The Bulldogs, they're going to have to slow down Tarboro's backfield to win. Corey, talk about them.
Yeah, so, man, their backfield, Cameron McDowell Moore, that kid, he's just a freaking stud. 143 yards per game on the year. He's got 30 touchdowns. But then you also got Caden Everett. He's got 86 yards per game, 19 touchdowns on the year. And then you got Jalen Farr McNair. No relation to Steve McNair, but 41 yards per game, and he's got 15 touchdowns on the year. So they got massive production. McDowell Moore, he's got over 2,000 yards rushing, and I mean he's 9th in the state. So yeah, they run the freaking heck out of the football. It seems like it's mandatory when you are at these smaller schools. It's just what they're known to do, and Murphy's gonna have to have a solid defensive performance to win this game.
Would you say, Corey, that I know we talked previously about Reidsville and Brevard and the athletic talent compared to the two schools? Would you say Tarboro has more athletic talent than Murphy?
Considering Tarboro produces people like Todd Gurley, I would say yes.
I don't think Tarboro has seen a. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
No, I like the question. I'm just saying that yes, I do.
No, my cat just jumped up on my thigh and clawed me. My bad. I hate this cat. Sorry.
You're good. Yeah, so just to elaborate, Tarboro is averaging 355.9 yards rushing a game. They only get 35 yards passing, so they are just tearing it up on the ground. That's how they're going to beat you. And when you're producing players like Todd Gurley, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. Is that all that their team is rushing as a game? Because I'm pretty sure Cameron Clem alone rushes for 800 yards a game.
Yeah, has Tarboro seen a player like Cameron Clem the past 2 years? That's what I was trying to get at, for my cat viciously attacked my crotch. Like,
who is Todd Gurley? You should name your cat Todd Gurley.
No, his name's Luke after Luke Kuechly.
Oh, well, the Bulldogs and Cameron Clem will want to make Tarboro look girly. But yeah, Cameron Clem, he's been tearing it up in the playoffs. He probably is averaging about, what, 400 yards a game, something like that.
Well, he was averaging
seriously.
about 330. He's probably down to like a solid 220 now.
Oh, man,
210.
terrible.
That's god awful.
Yes. So
Damn him.
Corey called it like it is at this level or at this division, we'll say classification, whatever you want to call it. You're going to run the ball. That's just the way it is. And Murphy also pounds the rock at 284.9 yards on the ground per game. Cameron Clem, obviously the leader there at 149.7 a game. So, yeah, Murphy does pass the ball a little more. They're at 78.3 yards per game. So it's going to be interesting to see. If they can slow down the rushing attack, maybe Brady Grant gets going through the air too, throws them off guard. Murphy can win. I don't think this is a game where Murphy's just going to, get dominated. I feel like Corey's making it sound like Tarboro's just way too athletic for him. I don't buy that.
When did I ever say that?
Well, you brought up
Right
Todd
before-
Gurley. Do they have a Todd Gurley on their squad right now?
No. You just asked me if they had like good athletes out there over what Murphy has.
I'm just
So I said
kidding.
yes.
Yeah, and then you
I'm
brought
just
up one of the
kidding.
most athletic players in the history of the state.
What? That's where he went to high school. Sorry.
All right, let's do our picks for this one. I'll start us off. Todd Gurley went on to be a Georgia Bulldog, but I've got the Murphy Bulldogs by 7.
Give me Murphy by 12. I think they have the heart, they have the passion, and they're going to do the damn thing. Give them a dozen.
Yeah, I think.
In case someone doesn't know how much 12 is, it's a dozen.
I think this one's going to be absolutely just hard fought. There's going to be some bloodshed. There's going to be some tears shed. You got Greensboro, Tarboro. I don't care. Murphy's going to be smoking Marlboros. Give me Murphy by 2.
I like it. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Last but not least, it's the 1A state championship. Number 4 seeded Wilson Prep versus number 1 seeded Robbinsville. Guys, we've said it for the past 7-8 weeks. Robbinsville is the favorite in 1A. How are they going to handle business this week against Wilson Prep?
I'll start off with this one. I know it's a state title game, and if you're in the state title game, it technically cannot be a quote unquote trap game. Wilson Prep runs the living crap out of the ball. You got Trevon Usher, 1,871 yards, 19 touchdowns. They also have Ethan Nelson, 1,200 yards, 21 touchdowns. That's over 3,000 yards just in between those two. Over the season, they've rushed the ball for over 4,000 yards.
Ooh.
If you're in a playoff game against them and a team's run the ball that well, that's dangerous.
Yeah, Warren, I agree with you, man. Obviously, state championship games, there is no trap to this game. But Wilson Prep coming in, being the underdog, I'm sure that they're being preached to. They got something to prove. They feel like they probably got the talent to beat Robbinsville. Robbinsville really, if we're being honest, hasn't faced much competition in the brackets this year. They've just been steamrolling everybody. And it's Robbinsville's good. I'm not saying that. But here's my takeaway on this whole thing. So Robbinsville kind of starts out games hot, like averaging 14 points in the first quarter. Wilson Prep does not. They'll get their 14 in about the second quarter. But here's the big difference. Robbinsville is only averaging 6 in the third quarter. Wilson Prep is averaging 17. So that is a big difference. If Robbinsville wants to win this game and really, be confident in it and not even have it be a close one, you really cannot let Wilson Prep jump out and have a big-time third quarter.
I will say that Wilson Prep does give up quite a bit of points. They've given up 320 points against over the course of the season compared to Robbinsville's 173. That's a big difference. But I think Wilson Prep's going to try to run. Well, obviously, they're going to run the ball a ton, try to control the clock, keep their defense off the field since their defense apparently can't stop a cold. It's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out.
A 14-point average and a 17-point average sandwiched there in the middle around halftime. That's good because teams want to end the half strong and you want to start the second half strong. And that can really, dictate who's going to win the game. So by how the stats look, those second and third quarters seem to be their strongest points. So Robbinsville needs to take advantage of that for sure and not let them dominate around the halftime.
I mean, yeah, and I mean, you even see it a lot in college ball these days. Whoever goes in with the momentum at halftime and then come out, and if they come out swinging in the third quarter, those teams usually go on to win the football game. It's as simple as that.
It's all about momentum, baby.
Here's a wild card for you. We know Isaac Collins. We know Tisa Teskey. What if the guy who wins this game is ba-da-ba-ba-ba?
Luke Levin.
Hey, only 92.5 yards passing a game, but it could happen. He could end up being the hero. You never know.
Hey, he's got the edge on Trayvon Usher. Trayvon Usher's only throwing for 48 a game, so maybe they'll let Luke Levin sling it around a little bit.
Well, Trayvon Usher's also rushing for about nearly $150. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Hey, Luke Levin doesn't need to run like that. Okay, remember he's the one that throws like 3 passes a game and they're all touchdowns.
Literally, he'll be like 3 for 4, 95 yards, 3 touchdowns. Like, all right, pretty good.
All right, so let's do our picks and then we're getting out of here. Corey, start us off.
I went first game Mountain Team, second game Mountain Team. So for the third one, got to roll with the Mountains again. I got the Black Knights winning by 6.
You scared me for a second. Yeah, I'm doing the same. I'm taking Robbinsville by 17. I think they're that much better than Wilson Prep. They've earned the respect. Now they're going to show it in the state title game to win, like, what is it, their 591st state title? Something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Bring it on back to Big O Stadium, baby. Let's go Robbinsville.
They're losing. Give me Wilson Prep by 8. Wilson Prep's going to show up, run the piss out of that ball, run it straight down their throats. Robbinsville is going to be devastated, heartbroken, beyond words. Wilson Prep is bringing a state title to wherever the hell they're from. Let's go, Wilson Prep. Let's go, baby.
Orton,
I have no
you better
idea where
never.
you guys are located at. Let's go, Wilson Prep.
You better never show your face in Graham County ever.
Why would I ever want to go to Graham County, Corey? I mean, damn. I'm being dead serious right now. What is in Graham County that I would like to go see?
There's a
Robbinsville. You go see the Black Knights whip up, bring home a state title, boy.
Yeah, wait till I trick you next year into going and seeing a game at that stadium. You're gonna be all excited, and then I'm gonna be like, "Hey, this is the guy that made fun of you guys on live."
Warren, I think Wilson Prep is probably in Wilson, North Carolina. It's just taking a shot in the dark there.
I think there's a couple of Wilsons in North Carolina.
All right.
I like how. Hold on, I just want to say I like how in Warren's pick, it's somebody that he has no idea who they are, but he brought it back to like mid-season form. He's defending his pick. He's like, Robbinsville, you're gonna die.
Hey, had to go against the grain a little bit. It's all right.
He's trying to motivate you, Robbinsville. That's his goal.
I mean,
Come
you
on,
guys have won by an average of 52.4 points the entire season. I mean, hey,
Yeah,
a little bit of motivation never hurt.
And then you go and tell them their whole season's going to end in heartbreak.
Yeah, and you're the one asking me. You're the one asking me if I want to go to Graham County. God. Ooh.
Oh, we're joking, everyone. We all hope that we all hope that all 3 of the mountain teams win. Warren is giving you some fodder. So let's go, Brevard, Robbinsville, and Murphy. Bring it home, boys. We'll be cheering you on, watching from our TVs because we all have stuff going on. We're not going to be able to make it out to any games, unfortunately, but we will be tuned in. And with that, another episode of the Mountain Matchups podcast comes to a close. We'll see you next week for the Mounties and hopefully bringing home 3 sets of hardware to the Mountains. We'll see what happens. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.